The Tua situation there, it was at home, right? Buffalo, then Cincinnati.
Yep.
And it was like 4 days away from each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously in prime time, one of the worst concussions I've seen probably since Austin Collie.
Yeah.
Probably since Austin Collie in Philadelphia. So then old buddy that's the unaffiliated neuro consultant, the UNC, gets fired down in Miami by the NFLPA after an interview was done. We have not been told, I don't think, whether or not that person, that it was the UNC, didn't do the proper protocol, didn't know what they were doing, or if the NFLPA just didn't like that person's attitude in the interview. The Tua process, the Tua concussions or back spasm, whatever it was, has that changed the way you have to do anything? Has that obviously been a focal point of the conversation throughout the season for you? Because I feel like the UNC was a good thing for concussions, and in theory it's a good idea. But what happens if that UNC stinks at what they're doing? Who's going to tell the smartest person on the field that they stink at what they're doing? Like, that's a difficult thing to manage when you have humans involved.
Sure.
What you're going to do. What happened down there, and how do you fix that so it doesn't happen going forward? Because that was a bad look. That was like Good Morning America was talking about it.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody was talking about it. How did that change things, and what are you doing to kind of advance that whole process?
Well, I think the first thing to point out the facts, both the league and the Players Association together investigated that situation and found that everybody involved followed the protocol.
Okay.
Period. Full
That's
stop.
a big piece of information there.
So I think that's important to recognize. Secondly, we're always looking for ways we can improve the concussion protocol, where we can do a better job. We spend a lot of time in the offseason and during the season educating the unaffiliated neurodocs, the spotters, the team doctors, the team athletic trainers, and players themselves about what to look for. And we always want to identify anybody that's injured, right? That's our goal. If you're injured, we want to get you off and get you evaluated. So I think we learned from that situation. You know, we made a protocol change as a result of it.
What was it?
That was that we changed that if someone has ataxia, where they have this particular form of stumbling, we are automatically going to say that that's suspicious enough of a concussion that we're going to pull them out regardless of anything else.
Because
Even
if you pull
pass every
star
other
player game-winning drive,
Sure.
just because, I mean, that's a whole nother
Right.
ball game in there
Right.
too. So you have to be careful
Yes.
on what's pulling, what's not pulling.
What I would tell you, Pat, is we have some incredibly talented men and women who serve as athletic trainer spotters and unaffiliated neurotrauma consultants. These are the best of the best. These are the people you want taking care of you. You know, if you call me and say, hey, who in that city should I go see for this issue? These are the people we're going to recommend. And so I think what happened there was extremely unfortunate with that UNC, but as I said, we've all learned from it, and the investigation that was done jointly said that the protocol was followed. What we did as an outcome of that was to simply say, let's change our protocol and make it even more conservative. And that's what you saw this season. We did more concussion evaluations than we've ever done in a season. We had more medical timeouts where we stopped the game to get a player off. And I think as a result, we can say with data that we're becoming even more conservative about concussion.
Well, congratulations.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Obviously, you're a doctor, so people only come to you whenever something's wrong. So you don't necessarily have people just pumped to come see you. And when you're working with the NFL, you're only going to get talked about whenever something fucks up. Great job. Your team has done an incredible job. We're excited to see what the NFL is 10 years from now with a lot of the help from your department. So thank you for your time, and thank you for your service to the league.
Hey, thanks for having me, man. Appreciate
Chief
it.
Medical Officer, Dr. Alan Snell.
Thank you.
Yeah.